Hello and what is up guys, Rye here and welcome back to some more automation and BeamNG.Drive. We're making a pretty interesting car today. It's going to be basically an all-out hypercar 2020, probably reasonably cheap, not going to be a $10 million car. It's going to be like probably $1 million-ish car. It's going to be quite a cheap for the performance for sure. Basically a very downforce focused hypercar. 1,000 horsepower or so is what we're shooting for. And more downforce than the actual car weighs. The car is hopefully, what, like 3,000-ish pounds, but it's going to have probably at least 3,000 pounds of downforce, at least. It's going to be very fast, to say the least. Okay, so we're jumping into the car here. I'm also going to try to do, hopefully, an interior as well for this vehicle. It's going to be very bare bones, because the interior mod doesn't have too much for crazy hypercars, but it's going to be very bare bones. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool. We're going to go for, of course, carbon fiber, monocoque carbon fiber. This is going to be an incredibly expensive car. Mid-mounted, longitudinal, or transverse? That's the question here. I think we kind of want all-wheel drive, but I kind of don't. We'll see if we have the weight for it. We'll do longitudinal for now. Of course, push rod, and we'll just do a slight +5 for now, probably. It's not that expensive, is it? New engine it is. Couple of questions. We can go for a V8, a V10, a V12, a V6 even, or a Boxer 6. You probably need at least 6 cylinders here. Inline 6, I mean, I guess. I think what we'll do for now, we'll go for a twin turbo V10, because who does that even? No one even has that. Like, can we get 1,000 horsepower out of an NA V10? I don't know. ALSI, and we'll do like a 5-liter, but we'll do just a high revving 5-liter, focus on very short stroke, if we can, or the shortest possible to for the bore ratio. Do about 5 liters exactly. 5.001 is fine. Of course, the best pistons and everything. We don't need to increase the quality though. We'll do 9.5 to 1. Probably like 95 cam profile to start. I'm not too sure. And wait, do we have 5 valves? Is that what we're going for? We're going for 5 valves? Oh, why not? 5 valves it is. Injection, direct injection. I kind of want to make an electric car. I considered it as well shortly, but you know, not today, obviously. We're going to go for 98 octane because this is a very expensive car. And twin turbo, please. We'll go for a performance tune and ball bearing and move it up to there for now. Go for 8,000. Dual exhaust. Like 4 inches is fine to start. And then we'll go for, it needs a catalytic converter, but we don't need mufflers. This is going to be pretty much it's a hypercar. It's limited production, not very much is being produced. Engine doesn't fit. Well, that's great news. That's fantastic news. We could have been told that before. And the rest is probably fine. What are we doing here? So 600 horsepower, and 500 pound-feet of torque. That's okay. That's okay for now. 10,000 RPM probably. We'll increase this by +5 because I want those nice flat power curve at the end there. And what do we need here? So we need more AR ratio of probably 1. Go for a boost of like, what, 30 pound-feet of boost total? That seems totally reasonable. So right off the bat, 765 horse and 769 pound-feet of torque is an incredible amount of power. We can go even more. Now, fuel economy is like literally not our concern here at all. Ideally, it gets at least 1 mpg. I am going to tune this thing to 1,000 horsepower, but we're not going to spend all day tuning it because I can be here for literally an hour. What does it sound like, though? That's the important question. Enough said, right? Am I right? Come on. Beautiful engine. It's a V10, 5-valve V10. That's crazy. Big tires. All-wheel drive to start. Dual clutch, obviously. 400 kilometers an hour is estimated. This is before aero, guys. So we're going to have aero after, obviously. Electric LSD. Oh, yeah. Some thick tires. 355s and 335s. 335. Over 315s. There we go. That's totally reasonable. And we'll go for... Okay, wait. A little smaller. 345, 365. Yeah, there we go. Carbon fiber, +5. And we'll go wheels or brakes. Carbon ceramic, 6-piston, probably quite large for both. But we're gonna have to go 6-piston front and rear. There's gonna be a lot of downforce. Oh, we can do this. I kind of like that. Okay, we'll do that. Downforce max. And we'll do seats. I'll do plus. I'll leave that at 0 for now. Just a basic interior. And we'll go for the best, almost the best safety. And we're going to go for hydropneumatic springs. Because this thing is going to have so much downforce, it's just going to bottom out with anything else. We're going to go for a race tune. And lower the camber just a good bit. Going to help us just get on, wait, what, 0? Maybe I'll tune it later. We'll leave it like that, just so it says understeer for now. So 0 to 60 is 2.3. Which is pretty good. 2.1. That's pretty good for a start. That's a pretty good start, I feel like. 2,850 pounds. Very good sportiness, but obviously the car is not done. We're going to have another 150 horsepower. And what is the specs on this thing? So only 240,000. My gosh, is that cheap? 6.5 mpg, there's the goal. The braking is pretty, we got a lot of force there. Remember, we don't have any downforce yet. That's why the braking is, it's a little skewed, I think, to be honest. So now if we check our downforce now. Downforce, where are you? Okay, so with no front aero at all, no wings in the front, we have got about, what, 1,400, 1,500 pound downforce. The braking is still coping. We're gonna go for 6 piston front and rear. For now, we need about 2,850 pounds of downforce. And how do we do that? Well, you use mods, obviously, to shove wings where they shouldn't be shoved. This will just hide a wing there. Now we've got some more aero, because it counts as aero. Okay, now we're getting some aero. Okay. Now we're getting about 2,250 pounds of downforce, which is a fair bit. That's just a fair bit. And we'll do another wing. We'll do a wing back here, though. Smaller, and we'll clear that, so it's... I don't think it actually matters. It just sort of, you either have front or rear downforce. That's really it. And now we've got 2,600, 2,700-ish pounds of downforce, which is not bad. Not bad. At automation, the number's looking pretty good. We're really, speed is very, very low. That's okay. We're going to go for plus 15 here. In the air, we're going to go for plus 15 there. So now, okay, now we're bottoming out. Okay, now we're bottoming out. That's going to happen. Okay. And raise the ride height a bit, probably. How much downforce are we creating? We're creating about 3,100 or so pounds of downforce. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's totally fine. We're bottoming out. Yeah, we need more power, I think, too. So we're only getting 360 top speed, which is fine. Which is fine. You can go increase the ride height. Still not, hey? And hydrodynamic is the literal best thing for this. Well, we might just need more downforce, obviously. We'll see. I'll tune this. What I'll do now, I'll design the car, and this is going to be a wild-looking, futuristic, hyper-modern thing, as you probably can already tell, with the thumbnail, probably. After the time-lapse, we're going to go over the car real quick. I'm going to tune the car, make the car nice and everything, and then we're going to drive it in BeamNG, and I want to see if this thing is the ultimate supercar. We're going to see if this thing drives well. I'm going to drive this one for quite a while now in BeamNG after, because it's hopefully so well driving. So sit back, relax, guys, and I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so we're designing our hypercar of all hypercars, basically. This thing is, of course, the downforce monster. First things first, I am tuning the car just a bit, and then quickly onto the design here. I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going for design-wise for this car. I do look at a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of different concept cars, hypercars, etc. That are, of course, modern. And I do use these interesting, almost triangle-shaped headlights with almost like a Rimac C2 style front grille. It has some similarities to Rimac, I guess, but I didn't use them for inspiration at all. It just sort of happened that way. Try to follow the lines of the body and whatnot. So I do have this pretty simplistic front end with, again, the Rimac grille and these sort of triangle-shaped headlights, and I do work on some LEDs, which I deleted. Then working on a completely new front fascia after like half an hour of fiddling around with it. It's pretty crazy. With a triple headlight setup and then some small little LEDs just going along the side, which I end up getting rid of because I don't like them. Basically, just redoing the front end over and over until I'm like perfectly happy with it. Just tinkering with a few things here or there, basically adding some hood vents, a little bit of a hood bulge. I'm working on the emblem as well, and I decided against having a two-piece emblem, just having a simple like letter emblem-based thing. Working on the wheels, just a simple design there. I do start working on the interior, but I do end up not doing an interior for the car because I couldn't get it just right with the actual body panels because this car sat very, very, very low. And it sort of just glitched out there. Working on some wings and stuff, adding the downforce, making sure that's all 110%. Then working on the back end. This is probably my, I don't want to say least favorite part of the car. It was the most frustrating to build is what I would say. Very, very frustrating. So I started from the bottom and worked my way up, which is usually how I'd never do this way. I usually start with the lights and work my way down. But I started from the bottom, worked up, and I think it actually turned out quite good. Basically working for a LED strip that goes across the whole side, and then sort of a thicker light on the edges, basically. Then adding the bottom rear diffuser section, and a few pieces here or there just to tinker, tweak things up, make things look a bit sharper. And finally, in front of us is the 2020 Ballistica Evero. Alright guys, so the car is complete. The Ballistica Evero is in front of us. 1100 horsepower from a twin-turbo 5-liter V10 engine. 2,600 pounds, push-rod suspension. This thing is a hypercar at the very least. It's very quick. Now, it's more of a simple design. It's a pretty simple design. We are using the modular headlights finally. I haven't done too much work with them, but we used them. Again, very, very simple with them because this is like a... It's more of a concept car almost. It's like a concept car for the road. There's no door handles. There's no really doors for this body, really. So I just thought, you know, we don't really need door handles at all, I guess, and I'm not sure how we'll get in. I guess they'll figure that out at that point. We've got pretty much cameras on the side to see next to you. Don't need mirrors where we're going. Big old front headlights. Basically, just very aggressive front end here. A lot of creases, a lot of lines, very sharp. Back, we have this, like, fin, which looks pretty cool. In the back here, at the very back, we have this wraparound. The back end, actually, I'm actually quite happy with how this back end turned out. It's not the most, it actually needs exhaust tips is what it needs. My gosh, it needs exhaust tips. We totally forgot that. Oh wow, I'll add that. Well, give me 1 second. I'll add the exhaust tips. Give me 1 sec, guys. Alright, guys, so I added just some pretty quick exhaust tips. This is the first time I've actually ever forgot to add exhaust tips on a car. They're just 4 easy exhaust tips. Just pretty basic, with a bit of an outline. It's fine, ignore that. We got a pretty cool emblem. This is like a Dodge font is what it is. I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's a pretty cool font. It's obviously a mod. This body is just so awesome, and the wheels I think fit this body greatly as well. This car overall, a pretty nice design. I think it's pretty nice. It's not my best supercar design, but like I like this whole upper back end. I like the whole back end just in general, I think, to be honest. So, yeah, 2,600 pounds. It makes a whopping amount of downforce as well. What is this? 20... Wait, this is 1,900? Yeah, 1,900 800, so 2,800 pounds of downforce, which is a lot. I don't think it's as much as some cars. I think the Koenigsegg Jesko is going to make 3,000 pounds of downforce, but the car weighs about 3,100 pounds, so it does not make more than it weighs. We've got more downforce than we have weight at top speed, obviously, which is 384 kilometers an hour. Or for you Americans out there, let's see. It is 240 or 239 miles an hour, which is a heck of a lot. It's a high top speed. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. This is the best track hypercar probably to ever exist. If this is a current production car that just came out in 2020, who knows if the Koenigsegg Jesko will be better. I think it's gonna have some serious performance capabilities as well. Yeah, very expensive. $1,600,000 is the sale price. 110 sportiness. Let's do the automation test track and just sort of see what this thing can do. Wow, so 146.5 in the test track, which is a pretty fast time. I don't know if it's my fastest ever, but this is not like a quality spammed car. There's just a few quality here and there. And then you have like quality spam on like the springs, I think, in the Aero, which is quite cheap. But 146.5. I'm going to try to do this automation test track in BeamNG. We'll see if we can break my personal best. Also, I think we'll hop into the Top Gear test track and see what we can do there as well. So see you guys in just 1 second. So we're in BeamNG.Drive with the hypercar of all hypercars, basically. This thing is going to do very fast, very fast. It looks quite good in Beam. No issues with the looks in BeamNG.Drive. Of course, the white does help, being like a white car that looks quite clean in BeamNG. This is the automation test track. We're doing one full race, one full lap of this as fast as we can. Remember, we got 146 in automation. We'll see what we can do in the BeamNG portion of this. We'll restart that, and we first person. Nope. What am I doing here? There we go. Okay. Then after this, we'll hop into the Top Gear test track, and I want to see if we can break the actual world record there. 0-60 in under 2 seconds, which is absolutely absurd. It's got so much downforce, though. Looks like it doesn't really pick up too much speed after 100, 200 kilometers an hour, or 150, whatever we were at. I did 1 or 2 test laps with this, not too many. But we got 146 in automation. We'll see what we can do in BeamNG. And boy, oh boy, is it absolutely glued. There is a bit of oversteer. Like that. We are on throttle there, though, but that's okay. We could have made it a bit more front biased with the all-wheel drive system we got set up there. It's 75-25 or 75 rear, 25 front. The car's not going to overheat, which is pretty great. 2.5 bar boost. Wow. This thing can take this entire turn at 265 kilometers an hour. No problem. It could probably do 300 kilometers an hour if we had the speed. My gosh, the grip is just outstanding. Outstanding? Outstanding, my gosh. And right there's good grip as well. Too much of that, a little bit wonky, but that's okay. We'll break at the 100 mark. That's even, oh, way too early to break. We gotta break to 50. That's crazy. Just the acceleration is crazy on this car. Yeah, once you're really at the speed of 150 kilometers an hour or so, it's just glued to the road. And the braking is so insanely good. This thing could probably beat the Top Gear record, I'm thinking. We'll see. Seconds. 9,000 RPM V10. That doesn't sound like it sounds good. It sounds great. V10 sound great, but I think a V12 would have sounded better actually. And a 153.8. That's my best time ever, I think, driving on this track. A 153.8. My test tries weren't even that good. A 153.8. You guys could probably get a lot better than that. We're gonna hop into the Top Gear test track, and I want to see if this thing can break the actual Top Gear test track record time. I'll see you guys there in just one sec. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with the Top Gear test track, it's a pretty simple track, quite short, about 1 minute, and like I think the record time, if I look here, I have it pulled up on my screen. I'll put it on the screen here. A Ferrari 488 Pista set a time of 112.7 is the record for qualifying vehicles. For those of you who don't know what the 488 Pista has under the hood, it is a twin-turbo 3.8 liter V8, 710 horsepower, and like 570 pound-feet of torque. So we've got way more horsepower, way more torque. We've got all-wheel drive. They've only got rear. So in theory, we should be able to beat it. I've set some pretty close times with worse cars. Launch it. And short shifted there to the 4th. That's okay. Braking a little bit early because I don't know if we can... I've never tried it on this track at all with this car, so we'll see. We'll see. If we can beat it first try, that'd be pretty wild, not gonna lie. Gotta be careful there when on the throttle coming out of turns. Even with the all-wheel drive, it still likes to kick up just a little bit. A little bit of lag there, that's okay, we're fine, we're still on the track. Oh, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Oh wow, it turns so 170 kilometers an hour, turns like a champ. Ooh, a little bit there, a little bit of understeer. We're gonna turn very hot, obviously though. Here again, very hot. The brakes are so good. And a 109.3. This is the first time ever trying with this car. That is the Top Gear record. But then again, this car is a little extreme for Top Gear. This thing is faster than anything they've ever driven, obviously, 0 to 60 wise. Oh my gosh. Wow, 109. That is a solid time. I think with it, even like, if we quality spam this vehicle, we could probably get even maybe sub 1 minute times. And then that's not really a street legal vehicle or a streetable vehicle. Is this one even a street legal vehicle? I don't know. That was a crazy time. A 109. And the car is just overheated now. It's just smoking. It is just smoking. That is perfect. We have the power graph on the side. We can see the whole time. Power making. Look at this. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is absurd. Wow, this is a fast car. This is a fast car. The Ballistica Evero, everyone. One enough here. We're going to respawn this car right here. One enough here. Oh, what's... Hops and bangs sounds great. If you guys like the video, leave a like down below. It does help me out a lot. If you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe because more automation stuff is coming up. And more other things too. Don't you worry. It's not just automation. More things are coming. Join the Discord, linked in the description down below. I do make lots of my cars in Discord. Not this one, because this one took me quite a while. Took me even longer. It was glitching out there. That's okay. That's the center console I almost didn't put in. Almost put it in, but I didn't. Well, enough here. Thank you guys so much for watching, I guys. And as always, I'll see you next time.